Right. We are live. Fambulem, I bring warm greetings to Una. Today, obviously, on the 9th of May 2023. And me when they talk to Una, na my name Prince Emil Koma. And it's a very special conversation we can hold. There's a bit of a disappointment, but we'll get to that shortly. But we just want to let everyone know, say, today, on the 9th of May, 2023, we will talk to one and my name once again, Prince Emil Koma. Again, a co-host with me for tonight. We can cham up my few things. But just before we go into that, while we warm up the floor, Una, we don't begin the join, we ask Una for kindly helpful for share. Please don't touch your dial as we come right back with my co-host, Sekou John Barry. A warm welcome to the Daily Now TV Media Empire. On this special broadcast, again with me, my co-host, we happen to be a man who is well known more in the writing world than in the TV world, but he don't begin to settle down into the TV world as somebody we for reckon with, and he's none other but Mr. Sekou John Barry. And as soon as I can see on the other side of the screen, that's him there with a boyish face. We can cham up by a few things. Sekou John, I wonder you want to tell Fambulem Adu and then wherever you therefore say the floor is yours.
Okay, Fambulem, una good evening. This na Sekou John Barry. I can always say the man who they write the long article them and rest in case. So like today, we've been supposed to get a guest. We na no other person than lawyer Ade Macaulay, a renowned lawyer, and then somebody we've been done head the ACC, that the Anti-Corruption Commissioner Salon. So we've been supposed for interview him today for talk on so many issues. Well, as soon as know, the elections day in a corner. Before don't can talk about so many things, including like voting the APC get for offer Sierra Leoneans and other governance issues. But as soon as know, then busy because not to holiday then camp and then come on programs. So like them really busy. So hopefully tomorrow the interview will take place tomorrow, inshallah.
Okay, so when I read that, hopefully everything we do now this dunya now by God in power, not by our own power. So we apologize for that disappointment day. And just like Mr. Sekou John Barry say, then people are not on holiday in campaign. It's a working visit, very busy, meetings upon meetings here and there, and etc. And unfortunately, we guess not be able to meet up. But we get word say tomorrow we will hold this meeting. So Fambule, the good news is we get two very powerful meetings or interviews tomorrow. One will be with the flag bearer of the APC and presidential candidate for the 2023 June 24 elections, then Dr. Samora Kamara. Yes, when I hear me very well, he will be on this platform tomorrow at 1 o'clock UK time. Please don't forget for join and please share the good news. And Mr. Ade Macaulay Gode on the platform on the same day, but later on during that day. So, like again, the co-host say there is a lot happening, so we get boku things there for talk about elections they come. So, John, what do you feel about these elections where they come? I mean, not really they far away again. Waiting are your entire take?
Well, the election is like to me, this election important pass almost all the other elections we don't pass because Sierra Leoneans them then get for decide. We don't see the way the pattern how the politics they happen and how politicians they treat we citizens them. So it is high time Sierra Leoneans dem for change the pattern. Dem say if you don't do one green one tea, you dey get the same result. And if you're not okay with the result, you need for change the system. But I no go more than that. So it is high time Sierra Leoneans dem vote for people dem on issues. Vote for electricity, vote for water, vote for roads, vote for the economy, etc., etc. The time wey somebody they can tell you say I dey do this, you no do am, I believe say Sierra Leoneans dem get for put that time dey at the back. Going forward, una get for really really show the politicians dem say when you promise me something, you no do am. I no see a tangible or a very strong reasons as to why you no deliver. Then you get for go wait first. Make you learn lesson.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Another thing I go let for you of Motspan because you're a man we're familiar with the political structure, system, governance, and elections in the country. Because I shall say you don't witness a couple of elections and you understand the psyche of the Sierra Leonean people. In other words, the question what I want to ask, what I want for you of Motspan, how the politics work, and this is based on what you just said just now, where you they ask people them and people they need for notice on which basis they're supposed for vote for electricity, vote for things that will change your lives, not only in the short term but in the long term. Vote for things that will not only concern you but concern your community and the nation. But traditionally, how Salon people like it vote when they go to the ballot? Now, on the basis of familiarity, now on policies, like we did try for outline. How please?
Okay, well, traditionally, like people get, so there is some man dey tell you say me na born SLPP or me na born APC. So most times I know they say them all, but about 80 or 90% of them people the way they talk so they can blind to the faults when it comes to the lapses, or if them political party where they talk say them born into not perform, then go find excuses. So rather than like objectively analyzing issues and then take decision for votes. But we get again a good number of Sierra Leoneans them where they vote along like maybe on policies or on where the political party not delivered and say, okay, now you know what, we vote on issues, even though that the percentage is very small. I'm not going to give exact percent because they not do any empirical research for so say, okay, this amount of percentage na party picking there as they can call them. Oh, but like people then can vote na salon, of course, people then vote along tribal line, regional, and this because now we get party the winner. The party then get the stronghold. The SLPP gets, the APC get the stronghold. It's just like any part of the world because even UK na yeah, you they see the conservative get their own stronghold and the Labour and the other one then get their own. But what's the difference there? For example, yeah, you see what thing just happened. They just concluded local councils elections. The ruling party, the stronghold, they lost it because of certain reasons. The hardship, the economy, the way the government handle the economy in a year. So you find out a lot of people are not happy about that. The way taxes, they're not happy about that. So it is high time Sierra Leone we shift, Sierra Leoneans and shift from voting, from saying we na yana the stronghold. Again, I believe say Sierra Leoneans they can do it because I remember 2007 we know what been happen where Charles Magai been go support Ernest Bai Koroma during the runoff. People voted massively for APC because of Charles Magai. It happened. So for say like we can say yes, then they vote along that ethnic or partisan basis. But when sometimes they can shift. So me, I want to make Sierra Leoneans and this time around, these elections, to me, is very, very important because we can set records, we can set examples to them politicians then during these elections here. We can tell them, say, listen, you know what? You come, you not perform, we'll kick you out. Or okay, you don't perform, we'll leave you. But again, it's entirely left with you Sierra Leoneans. But una need for really think. Una need for analyze the issues them, the burning issues where the money una vote along that side. Una forget about tribal business. I tell una, we suffering can right now. We dollar don't go almost 2 million some hundred. We rest one bag rest don't go 600 and something thousand. Not to buy tribe, they go buy that one bag rest. You understand? If you now now this tribe, they no go tell you say okay because of you now 400,000 you dey buy. Okay, you na that tribe, you na you dey buy 600. No, una all dey buy the same price. So una get for really sit down and think. Una vote on issues. Vote for the economy, vote for the roads, vote for the agriculture, vote for corruption, vote. Una look at the issues then they if una okay, if una feel say okay, fine, e left to una. If una feel say okay, still back, e left to una. But the decision na una. Una get family dem wey dey oversee. Some people dem go send for you one $100, 200 or 100 or 50 pounds. But una remember say not to all them. So na that no more una for no. If una get a sober government wey dey cater for una interest, for the interest of the poor person, I believe say e go better make una lives dey improve. So me now dey say whether the current government, the policies dem don impact positively, don create positive impact on the lives of Sierra Leoneans. But again, not to me dey tell una say una vote SLPP in or una vote them out. Now una wear una shoes, now una know how e dey burn una.
Yeah, absolutely correct, and good perspective offered there, eloquently put by you. I guess the audience will really appreciate that. Another thing what we want for you, Rob Motspan, educate really bit by is again in terms of patterns of voting. But I want for them we look at the geography and the demography of the country. In other words, split the country up in terms of the voting capacity: north, northwest, south, southeast. But in between we get something where we don't begin to refer to as something like a swing district there. So there are times where we can refer to Kono as a swing district. But things look like say then they change. I don't know how, but traditionally it not look the same as we see the bustle and hustle and juggle where they go on Kono, and even the emphasis where politicians and they put in that district there. I wonder how you see them and waiting now your perspective again on how Kono will likely go. And the politics we will see where they play out right now.
Okay, make no mistake, because when it comes to elections, of course, like how you say, so we get the traditional, we get the southeast. Then like okay, but like Kono, most times they can be a deciding factor. Again, even sometimes Western area, if like let's say for example SLPP then get certain threshold, if they get that amount, they are not going to call exact the percentage, but if they get certain amount, now Freetown then can likely win. But like Kono very important. Make nobody no make mistake. Kono is very important in terms of a deciding factor. But we dey see recently we dey see how party then they go. Of course, we don't see a lot of people like members of the C4C some of them don't cross over, and then we dey see Boku, how you call them, cross carpet. People in
Yeah.
the cross carpet go to the ruling party. But again, well, NT campaign not begin it. Recently, we don't see, but then a few days ago, I think we see APC, then the big rally, they say, okay, if una fin say una don't take over now, no, na lie, we have there. So then thing in the but Kono is very important, because we know we get the traditional, we get the north, the northwest, then a stronghold for the opposition, then we get the southeast, then a stronghold for the ruling party. But again, like, well, Sierra Leoneans them, I believe say them can can change. Like I've been telling you no more the last time, a few minutes ago. We know what will happen during the runoff. Well, we don't know whether this time they go runoff or not. But 2007, we know what will happen above where APC been get a good voting self day. So again, like Pakaba in time, the North, most part them been vote for SLPP that 10 day. So sometimes, again, I believe say it depends on how the political party then, how they position themselves, whose message they give, uh, and the composition of them political party. Because sometimes you dey find out back with this tribal thing, and it can factor as well, it can play a part. But Kono is very important. Make any politician no joke. Kono, I believe, say very important when it comes to election, and of course, it has always been important because say na dey the diamond and all kind riches na the country been dey comot. But in terms of elections, I believe say they important as well.
Yeah, Sekou John, many thanks for that. And also, in terms of numbers, the number game, how the number game can play up, because we see that in the form of a census in which it became very controversial. As we understand now, even Freetown, the capital, where we feel say we get more people than any other side in the country, seem for the below the belt in terms of population. I wonder why is that, and the fact that another district, which look like say that one of the stronghold of the ruling party, seem for be the most populous district in the country. Will that have any kind of effect, direct effect, or even indirect effect on the upcoming elections?
Okay, well, that again, it depends on, because of course, like we dey see that census a more or less a controversial one, because everybody be know say the opposition, APC, they tell them people not for go register because of so many reasons. And then we see the government then say, well, we don't offer una the chance for come out and for make them count una. So, but if una say una people will not be counted, it's left with you guys. We see they went ahead, then do the census, and we see now how the population change. Then say Kenema get the, between 5 years, or no, less than 5 years, no, 2059 them been do census. So between that shortest possible time, we don't see then say how the population don't shift from Freetown. Now the largest waiting center na Kenema. But all man know say it might be again because people are not come out for for be counted for the census. But now we see again people, well, the voter registration, it gets some kind difference, like it gets different figures then come out. So it depends on how, now a controversial issue anyway, that now controversial issues. But if the people then come out and vote, and of course we see they register, a good number of them register. So I wonder how the politicians then go on for capitalize on that census day anyway.
Right. And when you say how they want for capitalize on the census, you want for elaborate a little bit more on how, or what you again think how they will capitalize on them.
No, well, I no go one for preempt or waiting say, but like the only thing is, I believe say the census. Well, once we get the voter register, you understand the neck, how you call them, ECSL, then get they know the amount of people that will register, and then I believe say if they work on that, because then CSF knows say, uh, they know say people are not being come out for be counted during the census. But the question here is, let's say an office say neck go work, they no go, an office say then go work on that census result. rather than they work on the figures the way they get, where they register people them. They won't no go tell we say because let's say Freetown been get less population than Kenema. So let's say if people then don't turn out way like in a large number in a Freetown, and then now they no go say, oh no, we no they expect to now forget this kind of things. Yeah, I believe say then they work on as long as people then are Sierra Leoneans and so then document for so say they are Sierra Leoneans and they're eligible. I believe say they go work on their own figures and voting them personnel them will register people then during the voter registration.
Yeah, so let me talk about because the battle lines are drawn, the daggers are out, and the game is on. Okay, so let me talk about the two party them in terms of preparedness, and I want to talk about the power of the incumbency or the advantage of the incumbency, with your experience looking at both sides, the opposition, theoretically, not necessarily APC and the SLPP, but just the powers of incumbency and the opposition. How you think say this get for play out? I don't say you don't want to preempt anything, but theoretically speaking, how do you think say this will play out, Sekou?
Okay, no, well, like I've been the few days ago, I've been the read the European Union then reports on when immediately after I think 2012 elections, where they may come out with statements say the power of incumbency, the APC by then really make use of states' resources and machinery for campaign, then overshadow the opposition by then. So what been they read that report they like I be just they reflect on waiting they currently happen. You know, we see how President Julius Maada Bio been they traverse the country, especially you dey find out say he focus, he get certain outside focus. Now the Union stronghold and Kono with Cambia and Puloko. So he was very strategic. And then he focus on the areas and they in terms of he go, of course, now the president he go for go launch this, he go launch that. Then they tell you say no, we dey go on a walking visit. But then now more or less a campaign. Tell the people we know the messages that we've been they go on the southeast and then Cambia and Puloko. But while the opposition you get forget permission, you get forget police, then get forgive clearance. Sometimes we dey see Bakudon, we dey see how the draw the camp. Like me, so I can get report, then they say, hey, boy, cycle, then guy had then they really suppress it's like we not get that latitude for do like for engage, like how then they engage. So that not the power of incumbency because the president know well he can go on a working visit. He tell well not to campaign, but we dey go launch this tier, we dey go launch this program. We see what thing happen na Tonkolili, where then go for go people for go give them people and the money the way the company then that 1% or something. Then they use certain platforms them for pass on the messages. Say, okay, well, with the SLPP, we don't do XYZ. So if you now, well, when I vote for we back, would they do more? Would they do this? So then thing in the but they use different, like not to campaign, but you don't go there as a working visit or you go there for go launch this program and that program. Where the same platform no day force for the opposition even though like okay a few days ago before Dr. Samura Kamara Kamatin say he been go Cambia will be see instead being able to go sat inside there. But like not at the same level because then as it can be no more than Africa again, Sierra Leone is not an exception. The opposition they face some challenges when it comes to then especially way before they declare say okay campaign time don't be declared, they can face some challenges here and there.
Right. And another thing again, what the way Fambulengo Wanyeri from we, and then hopefully you can work more on that as well, is recently we see um, 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 how player then, it look like with the, how you call them, the transfer window can open. So we see people in the, it was called, they turn about, they go on a different party there. For example, the SLPPC veteran politicians, them such as the former Vice President Victor Bokarifo and the Honorable Alpha Khan, then all to Scott, then go over to the presidency party, and Dr. Kane Yumkela earlier on. And with the APC, we see a little bit of a low profile, or the same thing that happened on either side. Is this going to have any impact at all? And if it should have an impact, what sort of impact should the people of Sierra Leone see to with their kind free transfer there when they happen?
Okay, me what are it or in that regards? Okay, let's do one corrections because we NGC brothers then vex where you say they don't go to SLPP. They say now of course they don't on document they say now alliance and inside the agreement they say them for maintain the identity. So one day they will just they say they don't form an alliance with the SLPP because then identity day the party they contest certain MPs the voting self now like more now the stronghold and other side them back ability they don't feel in ability they feel in other district. But what are they try for say is then they maintain their identity. But the other one then like Honorable Alpha Khan, Victor Fo, Moje Kaikai and others, the impact when they create depends on their credibility, on how Sierra Leoneans they look at them. You
Yeah.
understand? If somebody, let's say, somebody don't dey na this party, uh, in the past, people will say, Abona, so person na dey on a party. You understand? So sometimes what I can see is sad the way way politics they change people. We dey see people like wey don't benefit the Victor Foden, whose name they wey Sierra Leoneans they not give them because of wetin dem can say then they do. You understand? But today dem can come they know like I see one video where they talk, say how APC them in the thief. And this now you been there part of this, you never condemn am. You understand? So you dey find out so all that the impact wey dem dey create na the new party where they go depend on how the people them, especially who side them come out, how them people and they hold them, to which esteem they hold them. Like for example, whose impact the APC been don create na the Victor Fo in home. You understand? Despite where in been APC. So how many votes then them in the get there? How many seats them in get a parliament because of him? You understand? So which added value? So the SLPP for go they ask now, okay, what in are the added value? Where they were don't bring now political party. Yeah, we don't see like it just like it goes down like to you impact where you don't create, how people then hold you now your community, how then they see you, then how many people that you able to go with. Yeah, but of course anyhow it be again they must go with few people no matter what, because even Satan says if we God drive am na the heaven, he say bra, he say I get for mislead a lot of people and but could they go hell. So definitely they were back no matter what, then they forgot some people it depends. I know they say SFPP na I know they say na hell, but I just dey try for say no matter what they must get people where they go with them, no matter you the type of character where you be, they must go with people. So it depends now how the APC counter that day. We don't see back now the NGC where them form an alliance. We see some of the members from the western area, some key people go, then say don't go join the APC. Then go to their young people and then say get them you support like cabinet. Your man get who die they go with.
So we make a jump inside the talk because when you really try to explain about this NGC construct, of course NGC they put a word out. They say they not go join now alliance now in a form, and then still they put up candidates. You have to be an effective political party. But then just now you say there are others who don't broke away from the party as well. Is this not a sign that the party in itself they disintegrate instead of really consolidate?
No, well, again, it is arguable because then like the support a good number, then like then supporters then they say no. In fact, them in they try for say how the one day we left the NGC they are not that significant or something. But we see recently like the western area, I think former chairman or something, one young guy within they call Ato Pias or
But
something.
Piers, he go there on the platform on Thursday. We'll be interviewing him on Thursday or Friday. We'll put a flyer out. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. So
going to keep
in
an eye out.
yeah, I seen a newspaper then they in say it got 400 and something members them. So but then we see NGC member then say no na lie. Them member they will go to NGC. So you just find out say draw the but the bottom line is no matter what, in say if now one or two people themselves it don't go, it dey go with. You understand? So but again we get for respect them. We then say an alliance, we dey respect that in alliance. Na so we dey say. But no matter what, again, we know say no more people then go dey wey no go happy for form an alliance with the SLPP for some reason. You understand?
Yeah,
So that
yes.
so
Yes,
then
it could
people
done, but regardless of I mean, I don't care whether you put lipstick, pampig, you put Q-Tex, the pig na pig. And with business now for scrutinize them kind thing in the way people they say something, it is our business and obligation for scrutinize them talk and they you not think so?
of course you right. So now make we dey say like way then they say na alliance, but on paper definitely we know say na alliance. And then for say the only thing way I see it different a bit now because then okay, of course, then do am before they will say runoff or any other thing. But PMDC during runoff 2007 with APC, then come to an agreement whether you call an alliance or you get any other name. Then been there together, and they, at the end of the day, they been get ministerial position. They appoint them at various sides. And now this NGC SLPP alliance now back, we see one side day where they put a provision say yes, the president get for appoint members then from the NGC if the SLPP win. So the only
Okay.
thing that name nine change, and because even PMDC where they mean go deal with APC in 2007, what in SF been the talk now for bring the country together, for unite the country,
So
for break
exactly, Sekou
lines,
John,
develop.
this
So
take me
all
to the next point.
mhm.
This take me to my next point. Sorry, now the constraints of time, and I'll try for catch up with few things quickly. But you just preempt my next point about the PMDC, where we understand they don't go join APC back. So I've been one switch gear from the SLPP to the APC. You think say that will have any sort of impact, a positive impact, and is the PMDC and leader of the PMDC is still a very strong and powerful ban for sway vote them as he was a couple of years back?
Okay, well, again, like I know I know if he say he's well, I might be wrong. This is not my own opinion. One first, I don't see. I believe say they don't go nominate and today for be a presidential flag bearer for the PMDC. They
Yeah,
don't do that today. Yes. So I don't know now how they get for workouts, then working with the APC. So
yeah.
because it's like it get for be different to that of the NGC. Okay, for answer your question now, say whether it's still powerful like before. Well, me own opinion, I not too feel say he powerful like before. I get me reason because after 2017, 2012, we see where the PMDC no, I don't remember say he get any seat again. After we them we don't get a lot of, I think nearly 10 seats in a parliament in 2017. Yes. So you dey find out say like the impact it reduced. So then later now 2018 we see where it go with the SLPP, we see what happen, but it's still like just my guy where they call in name. Of course, in name, not a new name na Sierra Leone. All man knows say na a very well controversial man. But when it comes to elections, the impact, well, I don't think say it gets that kind uh, influence day or impact like during 2017. Well, that's my opinion. I don't feel so anyway. But anyhow, it be back because I understand say the PMDC and the C4C, I think them for come together. So Dande go able get some clouds. Dande
But that
back
will
go
depend on which kind C for C really, because this exactly now be one for let you lay waste for let we understand, because even the C for C is fractured. We dey understand say Emerson Lamina, when I've been the leader in parliament for the C for C, is gone to the SLPP. But I think the C for C is fractured. And as we speak, the one them way I understand say they control the party, they've not been even able for hold the injunction because the convention because they've been injuncted and can't hold convention. So what exactly is this crack where they take place and how well it will function and augur within the elections where they come, looking at a position of tension because this all they help for create tension if they not seal their paper then crack there until after the election, hopefully.
yeah. Now other important like interesting thing because like we don't get the actual C4C and then of course Emasi Lamina. I think instead they don't get themselves for don't get symbol by under the SLPP na corner. So yeah, so again you dey see they are divided. Definitely. Because no matter what, again, it depends. Like it all goes down to the impact we they talk about. How the corner vote them, the corner people them, how them perceive, how them see C4C, then appreciate them, whose impact. Again, don't forget Emasi Lamina, that's why e popular na corner because if you would go by waiting don't pass, the time wey dem bin just sack Samson I know say na dey in APC bin get problem because you know say he end up for get problem na be I think na been the district council or something chairman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mayor or
in
something.
yeah,
I can't.
mayor, sorry, I think
Yeah.
mayor. So
Mm.
with that incident they able forgive the APC. So you attribute all in action for going to SLPP to that event because we I think they may end up for removal more than thing in there. So again, the question will for ask yourself now the MRC Lamina will been popular that 10 day is still popular now.
Yeah.
He go still get that vote where he been get that 10 day or where he been dey get that time day, he go still get her. So that na the $1 million questions. So now again, other people them back we left na the C4C we been the push for C4C because if them be united, well we not foresee C4C for even they not for even take them maybe in a court tell them go slam an injunction on them. So meaning something was not right between the party. People and they were not happy. So whose clout then they then get? You they juxtapose them clout to that of the four because I think that four the executive them or them MPs them Emasilamin I think with three others now then go. So whose clout then get and the one then now we been the C4C will cross over to SLPP. Whose clout then get in a corner? Then get clout past the one that we want maintain the C4C right now. That's not the
So
question.
so again, Sekou John, which means that Kono, as noted for being a swing district, is fully in the mix again, and it looked like a crack, like a puzzle, in which everybody seemed for they take a different position. So I wonder whether this characterization will right say everybody, every political party get a stake inside Kono and get a foothold inside Kono. So Kono not only belong to any one particular side.
It, definitely, that argument did make sense because then go only again for be that strong deciding factor when they are united, when they as a block. But they find out say like you know they don't dem don become the animal wey don hungry lions dem don come, all man dey cut e own piece from that one animal dey, for example. So you dey find out say the SLPP dem don throw a lot of energy na Kono for get substantial amount of support from Kono. Now added to the stronghold or other area, and then we see where dem dey try for infiltrate back na the north, like trying for see wetin dem go able get out of Puloko and Cambia. We recently we see the president focus on more Cambia, Tonkolili, Puloko, then Kono and the stronghold na southeast. We no see am na Kabala, Falaba, and other places like Makeni. They're not too focused. They hard. Maybe then they wait for last minute. But it's like they want for consolidate certain areas where they feel say yeah, not they like they want consolidate certain areas who side then get comfortable. And then now maybe during the elections, then go fight now on the opposition side. So that's why the opposition back they need for come up with their own strategy. Even though we don't see some not too big profile people and go to the southeast for campaign. Even recently back, we don't see Pujan wo they yeri say some people then go APC and then they harass their young people then. So, but yeah, Kono no bulky again as before. And they need if they at least if they speak like in one voice or with a single voice, I believe say like it go easier for make them create let that say okay Kono and the swing state. But right now you dey find out say them I believe say them look more or less polarized than the unity way we know them for before.
Right. So let me switch gears small on the same topic, but the international community vis-a-vis the country and the upcoming elections. There's much talk about the international community. Some people like you want downplay the international community, where some other people and they look forward to the international community. We've seen a flurry of activity from the international community, i.e., ECOWAS and other international bodies such as the EU, and then one day we get for play parts by election, Irish Aid, etc., etc. I wonder what now you take on the international community within the context of the elections. But if you can weigh in, first of all, on the democratization process, the expectations, and we being a donor driven economy, and then the role inside and how much influence they can weigh up there on a situation such as the upcoming one of our country.
Okay. Interestingly, when them politicians them when they in opposition, they can look forward to the international community greatly for help, like hold the ruling party to account in terms of holding free, fair, and credible elections. But they find out say the pattern can change when they in a government. The same international community with them been they look forward to for protect them votes and other things them for help them for protect them votes and then uphold democratic principles. You find out say if the same people are begin question them, then you find out then supporter them or some of them they even say, "Bo, we are a sovereign state. Nobody no get right for kind interfere now in our internal issues here." But make no mistake, the international community then get now stakeholders, then get a say. Because one, you go find out say hardly any project, especially a big project or what say they take place in our country without support from them. Why we can say now donor partners, but sometimes you they ask yourself, not too clear as to waiting we they do for them in return. But you find out say then they send billions of pounds, millions of dollars, for help project, for ameliorate poverty, for even bridges. We own bridges sef dem can help. Even I know say like the government play dem contribute greatly for these elections. Dem say na dem dey almost fund am, but say the EU dem some technical areas dem dey the EU send money. So again, who say you money dey you must talk. And wetin tranga na to dem dey run and turn to. Na the EU we don see recently, we see wey the EU give money for help certain projects. We see the UK back wetin say give money. So dem thing dem dey na all that make dem sef get rights for go talk. Dem dey talk. Dem no dey, well, we no dey say dem get na whether dem want go win, but dem go able for tell una say no, but this thing una get for do X, Y and Z. And for sure say dem very important, you dey find out say boku technical committees, let say na the ECSL for man the elections on other side there. You dey get the representative dem kin dey there for oversee wetin dey happen. So no matter what, dem get a say. And no, don't get me wrong, then influential. No matter what, then influential. Nobody no like by you pan that.
Okay. Thank you very much for that perspective. Yes, they are influential, and it makes absolute sense that whenever a party is disadvantaged, and most likely then they in opposition, then it's obvious that the name of the international community always deny them out, and they call on them because of the need for broker some kind of peace or broke some deadlock between them and government, which can be very, very powerful. But no sooner than they in power, it becomes something, yeah, completely different. I'll let you go soon, Sekou John, but before I let you go, it is obvious that things have not been rosy. You touched on this from the beginning of this program, have not been rosy. So even though you've not been direct, but you ask people and for vote their conscience because that they know which way they want for go. But as a citizen, the obligation they on you part as well, having looked into the circumstances prevailing in the country, the economic situation is in shambles, and other things them as well. So employment is down, inflation is up, food inflation is skyrocketing over the roof, and general inflation look at the under. So normally these are triggers for change and election prospects. So again, I mean, just want tease your brain and see whether there could be a different approach to your previous answer on the basis of waiting at the reality and the ground. Is this going to move the people from voting towards a different direction? Bearing in mind that the last time before SLPP they kind of power, they made a very strong case on the basis of the economy, that it was poor and people were catching hell and buying things, yeah, very expensively, like a bag of rice. The same situation is true today. And if that situation is true and SLPP won the election against that backdrop, why should it be different this time? Or shouldn't it be different this time?
Yeah, like I've been give example of what happened in Air Force during this just concluded local council elections. We see where the opposition sweep over 1,000 seats we then get. Now they are in control of the local councils. And waiting come out clearly now the thing the way tranga na this country. So meaning the bread and butter issues, the economy, it play a great role. So the big question we they ask yourself now, I remember we some songs them been come we then say Tolombo no this done I hungry boko. So again, so that song day, I don't know whether it's still, of course, I believe say it's still, it will be relevant. So it depends. Now it left to Sierra Leoneans. Then. I watched the IGR reports where they can do research, they can try for find out whether the government, the promises wey the ruling party be make during the campaign before dem carry power, and see wetin dem don deliver, for try for see yes whether dem don really deliver wetin dem bin promise. Sadly, the IGR report say about, I think, 400 and something promises wey SLPP bin make, wey bin dey na dem manifesto. I think in total na 500 and something. I don't forget the exact figures, but you go to four later they say, well, the clear one, the way the promise, the way clear now be 490 something. So out of that, the percentage wey the SLPP do completely, the promise the way they don't promise and do completely, is just 33.5%. So then get 20 something percent of we project them, we then don't start, but it not complete, but they don't make progress on them. So it go on and on. But like the only thing, the only 33.5% na in them promise and then deliver completely. So Sierra Leoneans, like I dey say, now na them blank vote for say, well, we hungry, we things them there, we not get light, we not get roads. Again, una don't get the opportunity. Una still know now if una don't, the hungry don't settle down, or una don't begin get light, or let's say basically, for summarize, whether positive change don't happen from 2018 to now. Now una know. Forget about because some man go begin say Ukraine, Russia war, COVID. Of course, then they play, it contributes. But if they find out say we government them from Pakaba in time, then get legitimate excuse all the time. Pakaba, before then they left power, wey Sierra Leoneans then talk, then they say una know say we just come out from war. Commodity. And as Kuruma then come, then begin say Ebola. And now it don't come to President Julius Maada Bio. We don't begin hearing about COVID and Ukraine. So it's like all them governments then get perfect excuse for their failures.
Absolutely.
So and then get experts them for say, okay, no, we don't get COVID or we don't get Ebola. What will they do now for try for balance this or for circumvent this issue? So now that day we know politicians then now problem solvers. Not for can begin cry say now this or that.
Absolutely, I agree. Seku, security-wise, do you have any concerns, especially so with elections looming? And normally in the election cycle period, we can always see mayhem, chaos during that period and this one, I don't know whether it will be any different, but you can see what they come in terms of rising tensions and what have you. So security-wise, do you have any concerns?
Yeah, what immediate say is the police them then of course, as always, they can get the tendency for be heavy-handed. But we don't see recently again, we don't see where Sierra Leoneans them can get the tendency as well for really be aggressive as well. Because like the unfortunate incident will be happen in August, we see where police then die, where they know then say no deserve what may happen to them. So like these elections, I think say the police then need for get a different approach, and the political party then need for get let them engage with the police them and try for de-escalate tensions. And I believe say, well, I get for say this rally, I believe say that one of the reasons where them they try for say, okay, for in terms of security and other thing, I think it play part for let them say, well, now let people then converge, maybe now then still sat inside the meet up, they then go do what thing they do, and then not for rally. But what be they try for say no more is the police then get they of course then get a greater role and then get for know how for police for respect people their life for kill people them. Look what happened now for example. During the coronation now, then some people the republics the one group where they say they no want the king or something then for ban king or what say police then go because few days to the coronation then pass some kind law we empower the police and give them more power then go arrest the guy there. In fact the leader of the group one Graham Smith, then arrest am. They not be even reach side and they go do the converge for the protest and other thing there. So they arrest about 60 something people. Out of that, the six people and they, including the leader of the group, then say, okay, what do we do now? We want to arrest we. So today now the police they say they express regret and they apologize. They send apology. They apologize to them people and they. You understand? So them be so heavy-handed, and now you don't see them. They criticize them all over na the news. Say no, protest na part of democracy, na ingredient of democracy. So you will not go come see people enough for protest una came very heavy-handed. So now the police then they defend because I even understand this even the mayor of London Sadiq Khan, he don't say well the need for review on how the police them, the laws them or policies where them waiting say for go arrest them people then they then get for he said he need for talk with them. Okay, so now the similar thing, respect the human being, respect the mortal man, the civilians and the citizens they need for respect the police them for no say there were a law then they for protect everybody and the police them back for do the same thing. You know, police the way trigger happy any have to una don't shoot una kill. Really nice. And sometimes wo a situation where not require for make you fire tear gas, you go fire the tear gas, you don't blow the thing out of proportion, then some people then back go react different way. You understand? So certain technique then dey wey the police them for employ. We not all the time for go fire tear gas or fire live bullet. If you fire a live bullet, you kill somebody, and then people then see that person they don't follow, you don't die. You don't anger them people then they. So you dey make some people then instead for let them go now, then go on the rampage. Even though that not justify anybody for attack police or anything. But now for lay people and know no more the balance. So police then get for really be more professional this time round for low avoid because this time we see it's like tension king for the propensity for lay tension they is greater.
Yeah. And so you can foresee waiting go likely come. And ladies and gentlemen, just a quick reminder. Today we just have a conversation between me and the co-host, Mr. Sekou John Barry. We've been supposed to forget Ade Macaulay, the former anti-corruption commissioner. Unfortunately, due to tight and busy schedule, he not be able to make the interview. But with the advice that tomorrow the interview should be able to go ahead. So which means that we get two powerful, very important interviews on hand tomorrow. The first one will happen 1 o'clock UK time will be that of the presidential candidate for the All People's Congress for the 2023 June 24 elections, Dr. Samora Kamara. He will be on the platform tomorrow live. Don't forget to join. And not only come alone, bring somebody come and let us somebody says bring somebody come. After that interview day, we hope for holy next interview with Ade Macaulay at a time to be announced soon. So keep tuned and keep watch. This is the TNN TV Media Empire. My name is Prince Emil Kroma, and we get co-host Sekou John Barry, and I get one or two more questions for round up this particular program. Sekou, earlier on, you talk about an exercise that was carried out by some pollsters, I think now CSOs, against the backdrop of the presidential achievements then. In other words, by all the manifesto promises, they've achieved 35% according to that estimate day. And 35% in terms of 100% is not significant. 1 minute, yeah, Seku. Seku, continue the talk.
Yeah, so this now I think now a
Yes, sir.
renowned organization na IGR, I think na
Okay,
Institute
sir, no
of
worries.
Finance Reform. So now they
Okay, no,
do
I'm on my way. Yeah.
now they
Bye.
now then do this research, and not of us say now then starter then can always do then research on governance issues in the country. So now then do this, then now they find this, then I think now inside this April, past April, now then publish their findings. So many issues then they government need for, well, government dey behind on so many promises. Of course, they highlight back government don't do extremely well. We all know when it comes to the education. Then day we don't see changes don't happen there. A lot of changes don't happen there. Even though where some man they say the quality or something, but no matter what, some changes don't happen there. We know that. But again, we dey see the government, President Julius Maada Bio dey say, well, the flagship, of course, na the flagship na the free quality education. So they don't do extremely well. It's like they focus on the more. They say make people vote for them for the second term, then get for look into agriculture. So, but all go ide to Sierra Leoneans them. Sierra Leoneans them now una know wetin una want. Now una know una dey in a better position uh, for judge. Now una know which type of government una want, which type of leaders una want. So June 24, una get for decide. And like I can always say, now 5 years. So una get for wise up, una get for know wetin for do, una get for know say na una future. Na 5 good years they come. The future dey na una hand. So una decide on the 24th of June. Una dey go na that ballot box, una go vote. So wetin we dey ask the ECSL na for make sure that dem do the right thing and people dem vote be counted. No, like how Creoban dem dey say, no yuki yuki. We no want dandy. So we want like the wishes and the desire of people make it reflect when the result come out. And now that's why again we want the level playing field. Even though that is very difficult to achieve, but all the parties them for able go wherever they want to go and campaign for make them go campaign and sell them ideas to the public, to the people then, so that then go able make then go be guided during voting time. They go be guided by the messages where they don't hear it from this party or that party. So we dey call on the ECSL, we dey call on the police and the government for make them allow people them, the opposition, make they allow them, and the opposition also both, because so far we not see yet. The SLPP not tell we say okay, save for say where we dey focus on agriculture. Now only that no more we know first for now. And for say okay, we dey continue with the free quality education. We not get any other message in terms of the economy, what dem get for do or what say. So man go tell you say no, agriculture na the economy, but thing dem dey beyond then agriculture, for just say agriculture no more. But we need strong messages. We need achievable things them from them political party for tell Sierra Leoneans them, for sell them ideas, for think the way go change, and the need for tell we, the need for give you some kind insight, say okay, no, you know what, roughly between so time and so time, una go begin see changes. Not for just left we no more in that open land. And then now tomorrow back, you begin can go blame other things, saying na this or na that. So that's why we need solutions. We already all man know the problems. So which solutions we una get? This now na both the APC and the SLPP. Wetin are the solution? The SLPP una don dey for 5 years. Una don see. Most of una dey on the ground. Una know wetin Sierra Leoneans in dey talk. Una know wetin Sierra Leoneans in dey go through. So wetin are the solutions to the problems? And then the same thing goes to APC. Una know say yes, think tranga, all man know. Nobody, you no need for tell Sierra Leoneans say again say think tranga, they already know. So what you need for tell them as APC, flag bearer or whosoever within the APC, and for tell them say, okay, we'll get this and that, na the solution. Tell the people that make them see. And not to go make back some kind promises no more, because like the IJR say, some promises then the way the SLPP be make, even make sense. Be like, they're not able for evaluate that promise day. So not to them kind thing in there. Una no go promise just for promise sake. Promise thing where you able achieve. And I make like Yaso or America, where a politician say would they do so thing, then they tell you how them go do this, how them go achieve this, how you go measure, say okay, this we don't do, and then thing in there. But una they just say no more, una they build bridges at the sky, where they ask una no able to tell how. And then it really sometimes it's frustrating.
Yeah. Sekou John, can I say thank you for that summation, that brilliant summation of the program today. I am really thankful for that. Fambolem, this effectively brings me to the end of tonight's program. And once again, we will not forget for tuning tomorrow, where Dr. Samura Kamara will be on a one-to-one interview with us on this particular platform. Sekou John, once more, can I say thank you? And Fambolem, until we catch up again next time, way not tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Stay safe, be wise.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyway, thank you everyone.
Yeah, you're very much welcome, brother. And that's the end of this tonight's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.